Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Anthony Piper, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter. Parker, perverts.
There's a lot of women here for Peter today. All right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Spider-Man podcast, the Ultimate Spider-Cast.
Wow, Phil's in a feisty mood, guys.
That's right. Cat fight, Jerry. All right, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, she who skulks the night. It is
your favorite internet granny, Lilith flipping hellfire. Hey.
I love how you're supposed to be the young one on our network here, and you're like, I'm an internet granny.
Dude, staying off my lawn and knitting and yeah, being a curmudgeon. It was meant for me. I've always been an old soul. I'm just giving into it now. Like I told you, MILF Manor broke me. I am officially an old person. Cancel it. Think of the children.
I don't think that's because you're a granny. I think that's because you have at least half a brain or more.
Turned into a boomer. I'm like, petition, cancel it.
This is stupid. But seriously, I mean, you mentioned it before. It's like, how do you green like that? I'm like, who wants to see? Oh, yeah, my mom's banging my friend.
Yeah.
Where's our standards, kids?
Exactly. Like, oh, it made me feel bad. I never thought I'd be that person.
It made Lil feel empathy for someone. What the hell?
Exactly. That's where I draw the line.
Damn you, making me feel human emotions. All right, so we're gonna do some Black Cat this month, finally, kids.
Finally.
How dare you?
Little Marv, little Keith.
That's right.
A little Costanza.
All right, so yes, so of course, for the first week, we're gonna do her first appearances from Amazing Spider-Man 194 and 195. All right, so start with
such a straightforward cover.
Oh yeah, they're basically trying to leap on his back.
Featuring a new villainess.
Never let the Black Cat cross your path.
Hate that word.
She's what chaotic neutral or what is it?
Yeah, chaotic neutral.
All right, Amazing Spider-Man 194 from July 1979. Never let the Black Cat cross your path. So that is the title. Yes, as Lil said, writer Marv Wolfman. Yes, now Marv Wolfman. Penciler Keith Pollard. Inker Frank Giacola. Colorist Ben Sean. Letterer John Costanza.
Can't stand you.
And in that proud Spider-Man tradition, editing his own work, Marv Wolfman.
Give it the old Stanley. Giving him his best Stanley.
Excelsior.
It seems like if you wrote amazing in a certain era or so, they're just like,
yeah, we trust you. We don't have the money.
If we trust you to do the flagship Spider-Man book, yeah, you can edit yourself.
I mean, he hasn't done really anything egregious though, so
yeah, it's Marv. I mean,
yeah, I think he's the most trustworthy out of them all. To be perfectly honest.
A costume female named the Black Cat begins her criminal career by breaking into an office to steal some files. Ooh. She manages to get what she is looking for before the staff returns from break. After reading the files, she dumps them off a rooftop. She tracks down a muscle-bound thief named Bruno Granger.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Well, he is in the process of stealing tires.
Who is he, Jason Todd?
The black cat tests his strength, and although she easily overpowers, she is still impressed and offers him a job. Who is this, Lilith Hellfire?
I was gonna say we're doing me now.
She next interrupts demolitions expert Boris. Is that corpse with a K?
I think so.
Or crops a corpse as he is trying to blast his way into a safe in a U.S. government facility and offers him employment as well.
This feels like the beginning of the Dark Knight. We're just kind of rounding up the people.
He told me to shoot you too. The following morning, Peter Parker pays a visit to his Aunt May at the Restwell retirement home.
Exactly, where she should have stayed.
Oh man, one day we're gonna have to cover
All
this
the
story.
chances they had.
We're gonna have to
Still
cover.
kicking.
We're gonna have to cover that story when they do the full wrap up on this thing. Although his aunt appears to be adjusting well, Peter can't help but cry. Baby. As he leaves, he is unaware that he is being watched by the administrator, Dr. Reinhardt,
Reinhardt!
and the burglar who shot his Uncle Ben.
Yikes.
Yes, kids, if you read the original run of Amazing Spider-Man by Lee and Steve Ditko, you know who Reinhardt is.
Yeah.
Because he used that name before. Reinhardt points out how Peter visits his aunt every day and asks the burglar why he is doing this. The burglar threatens to kill Reinhardt if he interferes, saying that May Parker knows the location of the riches that he was looking for the night he shot Ben Parker. Conspiracy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm okay with this backstory.
I know, but sometimes
it's much, but I was okay with it.
Just like with Batman, isn't it better if you just do the randomness of it's just wrong place, wrong time?
Is it though?
Yeah, but then it's like, if Peter hadn't stopped him,
the world will always need a Spider-Man, Phil. Okay.
I know, but I'm just saying, is it just if Peter didn't stop him, random chance still might have not brought him there, but now it's like, oh, no matter what, I was coming to that house.
Well, when you think about what goes on to happen with the destiny of the spider people and stuff like that, when you think of it in that perspective, I guess this one kind of makes more sense for me.
I guess.
But I still like the randomness. Don't get me wrong, because it happens every day. It's more realistic.
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, and it makes more sense than if it was a conspiracy on the past of Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
Philip, come
I
on.
I know what our fans want. Come on.
We're not even 10 minutes in. Come on. You lulled them into a false sense of security.
It's not random if you do it at the same point every episode, though.
I tried, Ray. I was trying to be a good person today.
Man, she must be high. All right.
Philip! So what?
Shh, don't speak the truth. When Reinhardt balks at this, the burglar strikes him across the face with a beer bottle and threatens to shoot him where he stands.
Shut up, you!
If the administrator refuses to do something about the Parker kid. Shut your mouth. Meanwhile, things at the Daily Bugle are far from rosy.
When are they ever rosy, first
Exactly.
of all?
Beat me to it. Ned Leeds demands answers from his wife, Betty, regarding her attempts to get back together with Peter Parker.
Ooh, drama! Scandalous!
While in the editor's office, J. Jonah Jameson learns that Parker has started taking photos for the Daily Globe.
That no good son of a punk!
Jameson is furious and refuses to accept responsibility, considering he fired Peter in the first place. Just then, Spider-Man arrives in the window to give Jameson some grief.
He goes, hey, he gives him the little thwip motion.
Gonna whip your ass to that chair.
Yeah, exactly.
Jonah is furious at this point and tells the wall crawler that he has a surprise for him. Fearing that Jonah has figured out his secret identity, the web slinger angrily demands to know what Jameson is talking about. When Jonah begins screaming for help, Spider-Man stops himself and quickly flees the scene. Spider-Man then slings over to the Daily Globe where he meets with editor Barney Bushkin,
Oh Lord, not Bushkin.
who congratulates Peter for all the great photos he was taking since he started working for the Globe. This comes as a surprise to Peter, who is used to getting grief from his former employer.
Well, don't you worry about that. Obviously there's something up because your photos are still blurry, babes.
Like you need someone to help you take pictures. Later, Spider-Man is patrolling the city when he spots the Black Cat traveling by rooftop. He is impressed with her
abilities.
Uh,
Something that starts with an A.
oh, oh yes, all those gymnastics really hone her abilities, and decides to follow her, hoping that she is not a criminal, and ask her out on a date.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ray. This is giving Batman vibes. It gives me the vibes of like when Batman and Catwoman first meet in the animated series. That's my favorite thing. She scratches him. He's like, "Hey,
Hey, I mean, yeah, to read this and tell me he's, well, Marv's not trying to give us some Catwoman vibes here. Come on, she's a thief.
nothing wrong with that."
I know.
But like the thing about this is it's in the 70s. You know how like when you look at pictures of like people back then, like high school pictures, and they look like they're already like 40 with a mortgage.
Yeah.
The artwork, people look pretty old in this one. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I was just noticing that, like how like angular like the people's faces are as opposed to like the smooth roundness of like youth.
Yeah.
You know, how that implies it. Yeah, I was just kind of looking at that. I was just like, that's interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so good, but I'm just like, yeah, they look old.
Oh, yeah. Everyone looked old in the 70s. Oh, wait. That's my favorite.
Everybody loves cocaine.
Exactly.
Everyone loves cocaine.
No, everyone just loves cigarettes.
Oh, they were smoking them when they were like 10. That is so true. But like I said, those cigarettes weren't as bad as the cigarettes we have right now. Like I said, I know people's grandparents, some of my grandparents' friends literally smoked a pack a day, you know, and they worked on a farm and since they were like 10. And it was like organic, you know, it's just tobacco and not all this extra additive stuff. So
that was my favorite meme this week. Talking about the smog and the Canadian smoke from the Canadian fires and stuff. The meme was, the weather outside this summer is kind of like a 80s bingo parlor.
Yeah. F in the chat for the. Well, I when I get back to Florida, yeah, that's gonna be me. So shouldn't probably make that much fun.
What's it in a bingo parlor?
Listen, I love bingo. I like I told you, I've literally been an old soul my whole life. I love bingo. So I think I'm gonna take it back. It's bingo and shuffleboard because Tampa has, I think, the only like shuffleboard, like indoor shuffleboard club or something like that. I'm gonna take that up too. I probably will just retire when I get back. Call it a day.
Oh my God, you're gonna be Kramer.
Yep.
She's gonna buy herself a gold watch. It's not really gold. Meanwhile,
remind me, Phil. I'm gonna go full throttle with it.
She's gonna have the pants
Don't
up.
threaten me with a good meme, Phil.
Oh my God, that's what I wanted. A picture of you with a gold watch, and I just retired. Meanwhile, the Black Cat meets with arms dealer Emil Greco to purchase weapons for her plan. When Spider-Man sees this illegal arms deal going down, he swings in to interrupt it. That's not quite what I had in mind for something going down. The Black Cat tells Greco to let her handle it and is able to keep up with Spider-Man. Somehow, Spider-Man trips up almost as though the Black Cat
Oh my God, this is so misogynistic, though. It's like, oh, she's a woman. How could she beat me? She must have put a curse on me.
Bad luck.
Babes, her eyes are up here. Babes. That's her real power.
Oh, so what are you saying? When she leaves, she goes, ta-ta.
Exactly.
Ta-tas. When a rack of guns falls on the wall crawler, the Black Cat tries to flee with the weapon she purchased. However, Spider-Man catches up with her, but she manages to throw him off by being flirtatious, then by lifting up his mask enough to steal a kiss.
It's giving Catwoman.
Oh, Me, wow.
In the best way. I don't even mean that
Oh, yeah.
derogatory.
Caught off guard, Spider-Man is unable to stop the Black Cat when she flees when the authorities arrive. He was unable to move, kids.
He was flabbergasted or something.
It's hard to web sling with 3 legs, kids. 6 arms, no
When
problem.
I was gonna say when all the blood starts rushing down to one part,
Six,
hard to flip around town.
6 arms, no problem. 3 legs, now you got a problem. Back at her hideout, the Black Cat tells Boris Corpse and Bruno Granger that they are going to break into prison.
Someone might say she's planning a prison break. Somebody get Wentworth Miller on the line.
The following morning, Peter Parker leaves his apartment and finds Ned Leeds waiting for him. Ned demands they fight to keep his wife. Peter isn't interested in
He's
talking.
like, that old Betty? You can keep her.
That old Betty. Interested in talking. Peter's not interested in talking and shoves Ned aside. When he arrives at Empire State University, he's confronted by Flash Thompson and Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
They want to know why he stood them up for the surprise graduation party they were going to throw for him. This has never made sense to me. You didn't show up for the surprise party we were going to throw for you.
That's why you don't have surprise parties, kids. Just saying.
How would I know? Well, it is Flash and Harry.
Yeah, not the brightest bulbs in the box for sure.
Upset at being constantly hassled, Peter loses his temper with his 2 friends and storms off.
Yep, that old Parker temper.
Later, he's frustrated too, Lil.
Yeah, I know. He's got to get the poison out. We know.
Later, back at the Daily Globe, Peter catches a news report about how the Black Cat stole files from a police precinct regarding Boris Corpse, Bruno Granger, Walter Hardy, a once famous cat burglar,
that's a little too on the nose.
as well as arms dealer Emil Greco.
It's like when you're reading this, you're like, okay, so that's who they're breaking out of prison.
Seeing a connection, Peter rushes from the office, snubbing April May, a Globe reporter who offers to take him out for lunch. April vows that Peter won't be able to ignore her the next time they meet.
Old ladies really have a thing for young Peter. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
relatable content for me.
No wonder she wants to be an internet granny all of a sudden. But April May taking that tact of going for the stomach first, kids.
I mean, it's giving Iris West, but that's fine.
They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and Lilith says it's easier to just punch through the rib cage.
Exactly.
Doing some investigating of his own, Peter learns that Walter Hardy had been locked up in prison for the past few decades and is terminally ill. Realizing that the Black Cat plans on breaking him out of prison, Spider-Man goes there to prevent it from happening. Outside of Hardy's cell, Spider-Man is attacked by the Black Cat. While the two fight it out, Boris and Bruno work to blast Walter free from his cell. Spider-Man is caught in the blast and left buried under a pile of rubble. As the alarm sound, the femme fatale tells Spider-Man that this is what happens when you let a Black Cat cross your path, because we're really going to drill that into your head, kids.
That is the best way to end a story to the intro to your villain, bro. That's so sassy.
That's true.
He's like, Black Cat out. It's such a great little panel too.
Are you saying she hit him like a ton of bricks?
Came in like a wrecking ball, bro.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get this someday. Yes, Dr. Reinhardt's identity is revealed in Amazing Spider-Man 198 in a few months here.
Of course it is.
And the whole thing with they explain the whole thing with the burglar in Amazing Spider-Man 200.
Oh yeah, Al Milgram cover. That's right.
Oh yeah. How's the man?
It's a great cover. I really like that cover. You know, and that they really should make a poster that like you know what I mean. We get like the posters they make, like the big posters they make. They're so repetitive. It's like Venom. It's be Spider-Man for no more forever. Blah blah blah. You know, we don't have any Black Cat.
Oh yeah, there are no Black Cat posters.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we need
Justice for Felicia Hardy, guys.
exactly.
Although she better not get married to Peter. I know I shipped them, but he belongs to Mary Jane. We want the marriage back.
I mean, Marvel doesn't want to do that first marriage. Do you really think they'd let him get married a second time?
Maybe. Just to piss us off. They're like, well, you said you wanted them married. It's like the friend who doesn't listen to your advice or only halfway listens to your advice. It's like,
I don't.
Damn it, Bob.
I don't know, but we have a feeling now that Marvel's listening to us. Yeah, you would make good, much goodwill and big headlines, and you could sell a lot of units and oversized issues if you brought that marriage back, Marvel.
I mean, obviously.
Oh wait,
I really do want it back though.
I did. Hey, I found a Black Cat poster on Amazon.
I mean the traditional Black Cat, like covers like this.
Oh yeah. Oh, what about that? How about a poster of just like a collage of like a bunch of her like covers and stuff?
You know what? Hold on, wait, because I just bought the George Perez like DC comic book cover thingies. I wonder if Marv Wolfman has like the big size poster books.
Yeah.
One of his like stories and stuff. I have to go look and see. Maybe that's my best bet. Because I don't like the hyper realistic art of Felicia for some reason. Like it's a little too uncanny for me.
Oh yeah.
I like the classic art style of Black Cat.
Lilith's
I'll even settle for the 90s Spider-Man show Black Cat.
Lilith's like, I need some low cut 90s costume. Come on.
Exactly.
But no, yeah. This was a good first appearance.
Oh yeah. I mean, she let Spider-Man have it, and she's a female, and that just shocked me the first time I read this story. I was like, oh, he didn't arrest her. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, yeah, he did. Yeah, we know why he didn't want to arrest her.
Her abilities.
Oh, they were looking for. Yeah, he's done with regular women
for a while.
Well, yeah. Boy, that Betty Brant, first, again, just like last time when we talked, Mary Jane turned. Well, was that last time? Yeah, Mary Jane turns down his marriage proposal, and then this whole crap with Betty.
I was like, just go find Silver Sable, bud. It's okay.
I don't know if she wants anything to do with him that way.
They implied it a little bit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sometimes.
Peter's like catnip. He really is, though.
Yeah, women get with him, then they start banging their heads into the wall.
I mean, honestly, look at poor Mary Jane.
Oh God, we're about
gives up her supermodeling career for a little bit just to be stuck home alone.
Oh yeah,
with a stalker.
In a few,
that whole thing.
In a few issues here, kids. Yeah, Mary Jane's gonna be jackpot, fully costume and all. So, been warned.
What world are we living in? I just want to know.
I don't know if it's a rumor or if they like actually.
Is this real life? Is this fantasy?
I don't know if it's just a rumor, if they announced it this weekend at Comic-Con, but supposedly I saw somebody saying that supposedly Zeb Wells is going to get 60 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm just like, no, really, like we're not even like halfway through. No.
Well, you know what I told you. I'm kind of out on new comic books. Just
I know.
General. If it's not Archie horror or something like that, the big two.
Then, but just
between Jackpot and Spider Boy, it ain't looking good, boys.
No, but as a the Honor Charlie Esser, we're gonna have to cover. So we're getting a Superior Spider-Man one shot. Was that October?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
We're
was
gonna have
gonna
to cover
read
that.
that anyway.
Yeah. Because supposedly Dan Slott dropped his favorite line. It's not time travel or a clone.
Plot twist: it is time travel and a clone.
No, it probably is like a clone, but it's going to be like, auto. Charlie and I says we're screaming this. He probably backed up his brain somewhere,
Of course.
So it's going to be that version. He's probably going to fight the original Doc Ock.
Yeah. Well, it should be pretty cool though.
Oh yeah.
Superior Puss is always a good time.
Whoa. There's something to knit on a pillow, kids.
Superior Puss.
It's funnier when Justin says it.
Oh, I know, because it's like, I'm not speaking from any experience at all. Yes.
Superior Puss.
All right. All right. Next issue.
Yeah, let's do it.
This very busy cover.
You know what? It's still pretty straightforward. They want to pull you in.
I guess.
They want to let you know Betty Brant's in this for some reason.
She's the master.
And the fate of Aunt May. There's a lot going on. They want to let you know this is what we're covering. Come on in, sit down, get yourself some cookies after school. It's gonna be a long one, kids.
A lot of text on this cover. I'm telling you, issues like
I miss that though, where it's like the little Spider-Man in the head, and that's cute though.
Oh yeah, I miss corner. Oh, in the middle there. Yeah, I was gonna say I miss corner.
Everybody misses the corner.
But yeah, issues like this are make me, just reinforce my belief that Betty Brant's behind it all.
No, seriously. If they listen to that, they better give us damn credit.
Exactly. Again, you don't want to give us money.
No, it'd be like funny. They'll just sit down. How'd you guys figure it out?
Oh,
you stole it from us?
Oh. Mr. Sapolsky, where did you get this inspiration?
I stole it.
I just heard the greatest theory of all time. Who said it? Capes and Lunatics. All right.
Cloaks and Heroes.
No, they credit us. They better use the right damn name. All right. Amazing Spider-Man 195 from August 1979. 9 Lives has the Black Cat. I was gonna say same team, but
hold on, wait, Phil. Do you mind if I started Cloaks and Heroes and just start baiting Bendis to come on?
No, go ahead. Shell game. We fooled you. You've fallen into our carefully laid trap. Yes. This one has 3 inkers: Jim Mooney, Mike Esposito, and Al Milgrom.
It's like the trifecta. Those are like the all-stars,
bro. You need 3 inkers to ink all these curves, kids.
It's a lot of action, like I said. It really is.
Spider-Man in Action Comics. Oh.
I mean, red and blue with an S.
No, you really want to steer into the skid? Marvel puts out in Action Comics, but every arc is just a different hot chick.
He even gets with a mermaid, yeah.
I get it now. Power Girls would show up in Action Comics.
Get some, get it?
Get it. Spider-Man has failed to stop the Black Cat from rescuing Walter Hardy from prison. Buried under an exploding wall of the prison, Spider-Man is trapped and unable to stop the prison security from stopping the Black Cat, Boris, and Bruno from escaping with Hardy. Spider-Man pulls himself from the rubble and finds that his arm has been dislocated in the battle and makes a hasty retreat before anyone can notice. His arm's just dangling. He's just like, yeah, no, I'm fine. The Black Cat. The Black Cat, meanwhile, thanks her hired men for their help and parts company when they are assaulted by a mystery man who demands that they work for him in the future. The next day at Empire State University, Peter struggles with his dislocated arm but ends up dropping his lunch on the floor.
Nerd.
Harry and Flash come to hassle him for not being there when the group got together to get his diploma, and Peter apologizes. Just then, Betty Brant and Ned Leeds show up. Betty wanting Peter to proclaim his love for her, and Ned to have Peter tell him he will leave his wife alone. Peter, hoping to push Betty away so that she goes back to Ned, lies to her, telling her that she was just a rebound after Mary Jane turned down his marriage proposal.
Ooh, burn.
Heartbroken, Betty slaps Peter in the face and flees the room. Flash and Harry are not impressed with Peter's attitude either. I know, trying to drive her away. He's like, haha, I got what I wanted. I'm done. So they never expressly come out and say it, but are they saying that Peter did sleep with a married woman?
That's what it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot for the 70s.
I know.
I mean, women could barely even have their own credit card. I'm just saying.
I know, especially in the 70s, a lot of the books they're still writing under the assumption they were still writing for kids. I was like, damn, we went there.
Peter's a rolling stone. Well, a flipping stone, shall we say.
Yeah. Stones, rocks, whatever. Something got off. Okay. While at the Restwell retirement home, the burglar demands that Dr.
I really wish, like, I know it's before its time, but it's like Shady Pines would have just been so good because of what's going on in the background.
Oh, yeah. The burglar demands that Dr. Reinhardt deal with Aunt May so that he can learn the location of the hidden loot that he is looking for. Reinhardt agrees, awaiting the moment to betray the man who has strong-armed his way into the home. While at the home of Walter Hardy, the Black Cat reveals herself to the terminally ill cat burglar as his own daughter, Felicia. Felicia explains that her mother hid his past from her, but she learned the truth and trained herself to be just as sufficient a cat burglar as he is. She then leaves him to spend his final moments with his wife.
Aww.
Is Lil feeling more human emotion? What?
I'll ride for the anti-hero. I will.
This is salty discharge. Outside, Felicia is confronted by Spider-Man, who had deduced her real identity. The two end up.
Okay, Batman.
I know. Really, is it? I mean, really not much detective work involved. What was Hardy's address? Okay, here we go.
Exactly.
The two end up not only in a physical battle, but in one of the morality of leaving a man to die in prison without his family. During the fight, Black Cat has the upper hand over Spider-Man due to his injury. However, their fight sends the cat off a rooftop, and Spider-Man grabs her with his bad arm, preventing her from falling into the rapids below. However, the pain is too much, and he has to let go, sending the cat plunging into the water below.
Don't worry, cats have 9 lives.
Seemingly to her death.
No, we already knew she was going to be back.
Yeah, seriously. Going back to the Hardy home, he tells them of the tragedy. He finds Mrs. Hardy crying over the body of the recently passed Walter Hardy and decides to live and let be. What's he going to do? To return a dead body to prison?
I was once in a courtroom, and the judge told the guy the guy was like sick or something. He's like, I don't care. Your dead body can do the time.
Man,
justice system. So maybe
I feel bad for that cellmate.
The guy had apparently done a lot. He escaped a couple of times, so they were just like, yeah, we don't care.
Jeez. Returning to his own apartment, he finds a telegram for Peter Parker.
A telegram?
I know, it even says,
oh
stop. Reading it, Peter is shocked to learn that his Aunt May has apparently died.
If only. Do you know how different the comics would be if Aunt May had died around this time?
Seriously, I mean,
or just lived in a retirement home, safe and sound.
Or just that we let her die when JMD Mateus wrote that story in Amazing 400.
Exactly. We've had so many opportunities.
I mean, what's better, if she would have died here with never knowing he was Spider-Man, or if she had died in 400 after telling him, "Oh yeah, I knew you were Spider-Man."
Either way for me, bro. I don't
Yeah.
care. Get rid of this old bat. She is holding up progression.
We sacrificed that marriage for this old bat, and then what do we do with her now? Nothing.
Nothing. I mean, even the foundation stuff they gave her, I was like, okay, that's nice. And then it got annoying real quick. And that's weird because I'm always a proponent for side characters having something to do, but that was just too much.
I mean, name me like a big name comic character. I mean, maybe Superman, but other than Superman, who has like a supporting cast as big and as like rich as like Spider-Man had, and it's like we really don't do much with them anymore. Well, right now Jonah's sleeping with Ox
I was gonna say,
Tentacle, but
what can you do at this point? They've written themselves into a corner with a lot of these characters.
that, and it's just like, I don't know, just
They've made them uninteresting and unappetizing, quite honestly. Like
Yeah.
Henry, oh my god, what a wet noodle! What a sad whistle wet noodle of a man.
Oh, he's dead right now, so yeah, he's kind of a
Yeah.
wet noodle.
You know what I mean? Though.
I know. Well, again, too, I
Even
mean,
Eddie Brock is so far removed from actually caring about them battling again.
yeah, and again, and they've messed up so much of the supporting cast. It's like we have to, Liz has a symbiote right now, and
Look what they did to Ben. They
Nor-
clearly don't. They don't know how to give the fan base what they want. Like that. That tells me right there. It's like you blew it.
I mean,
Look what they did to Miles. Look what they did to Gwen.
Exactly. I mean, why don't you have a Ben book right now? Why don't you have an ongoing Gwen book now? It's like,
being petty.
Again, it's like I know it's all cash grabby, but I'm like, why aren't they cash grabbing the if not Spider-Man, then who?
It's real interesting that they this is the hill they're choosing to be petty on. That's all I'm saying. Real interesting to me. And like I said,
I never thought
Disney's not in the best shape, and Apple literally might buy them, and then they might cancel the comics. Because I'm gonna tell you, Tim Cook's kind of dumb. He's kind of dumb.
I mean, I never thought I'd see the day where Ben would be locked up in limbo and Janine was running around.
If that don't say it all, gobble gobble.
Oh my!
The power of the gobble, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we all know the power of the gobble. Yes, that's true.
Gobble gobble.
Like I said, we should have known that they were listening to us when they put out all those goblin books. Like, no, it's a joke. It's satire and parody, you idiots.
They at least could have waited till November.
Well, that paired with Russell.
Gobble gobble.
Tones of Evil. They're like, wait, no, this is a lot of uptick in activity for the goblins, guys. Trust me, it's gonna go over big.
Oh, I think you said Russell. You said Russell and Tomes of Evil. I thought you were going to say, that's when they really started highlighting Kingpin's titties.
Gotta rub that one in.
They're like, somebody get Liefeld on the phone. The boobs aren't big enough.
No, I invented that, you dick.
Oh,
Definitely not America's chesticles. Definitely not.
no. Speaking of boobs, what did you think of this first appearance of the Black Cat?
No, I thought this was so good.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of the best intros to a quote unquote villain, and then what they go on to do with her is really incredible, and that she's had such staying power.
Oh yeah,
struck a chord, hell, with the audience.
something.
No, I thought it was really well written, but it's Marv, so I'm not shocked. But when you read new stuff, then you read the old stuff. It's a little day and night. It's a stark contrast.
Oh yeah, I mean it's 1979. In the hands of someone else, this could have been. Oh, look at this broad.
Exactly. No, exactly.
And that
goes on to transfer to when he did work with on DC with the Titans and stuff. Even the female characters over there are super fleshed out, whereas a lot of the characters that weren't in that book that were females and being introduced were terrible. So I appreciate Marv, I do.
And again, and they went subtle with it, the cleavage and everything, because in the hands of someone else, burn. That could have gone a totally different way.
That could have been a broken zipper from the start for sure.
Oh, if this had been Byrne, I mean, she would have been a dominatrix.
Giving it the old Frank Miller approach.
Well, yeah, Frank Miller too, but
Your mother's a whore.
oh no, come on. Look, I mean, Frank Miller loved his dominatrix, or not Frank Miller. John Byrne loved his dominatrixes. Dark
And jump
Fate.
ropes. Let's not
Yeah,
forget jump ropes.
Jean Grey and the Black Queen. Get Up. Sue Richards as Malice. I mean, come on.
Yeah, somebody needs. Actually, I don't even want to see his internet history.
Even when the Scarlet Witch went evil in West Coast Avengers for a while, I mean, he had a go to.
It's called a fetish. Mark your bingo cards, kids.
No kidding. Whatever do you mean? All right.
You know, all our favorite writers and artists, they have their foibles and their quirks and their you know. You read enough of it though, it's a little you look back at it's like this is why I am the way I am. Talk about subliminal messaging.
Our whole family can suck it.
That's your internet granny, kids.
Yeah.
I just think that again, I think I've said this before, but I always find that so funny. Like I see with like people with like their whole entire body are covered with tattoos, and I'm just like, that's gonna be people's grandparents someday.
That is people's grandparents, like those rockabillys and stuff that had tattoos in the 50s, and you see them now, and you're like, wow, that rose was probably way higher back then.
I know all these melting pictures.
But like, yeah. Like that guy that has like his full body covered in skeletons and like the human skeleton guy. That's somebody's grandpa pretty soon here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just real interesting how as time goes we progress
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and some things become more acceptable and good because it shouldn't matter what you have. Literally, shouldn't matter. If you do your job, do your job.
All right, so it was so weird. I don't think there was any spider, or at least I don't think there was any spider books this week, or at least I didn't pick up any. But
there's like Deadpool, and then there's Spider Gwen Shadow Clones, Extreme Venomverse.
Because I was gonna say, I know I got a few last week. Like Amazing Spider-Man was out last week.
Yeah, these are all the the tangential spider books. But I do want to shout out Blade #1 since we don't have anything else to do. Shout out to Brian Hill and Elena Casagrande. It's $5 book, but it was worth every bit of it. Like, oh my god, he kind of looks like Wesley Snipes and Mahershala Ali, like kind of wrapped into one.
So did you liked it then? I didn't get it.
Yeah, we're kind of going down the creepy like history of vampires and stuff. Like, we're actually gonna get into the lore of it.
Oh,
which
nice.
I mean, Blade really didn't in the main books and stuff. It's like all the stuff that he was like tangentially involved in, where we get the hints of it. But I think they're gonna go full throttle with it. Mm-hmm. And we haven't really done that in Marvel in a really long time, so I'm super interested to see what they do with it. I hope they bring back like some House of Horror stuff and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it. Feels like they're a fan, which I always love. They feel like they have a passion. And I love Brian Hill and his Killmonger run, so
Yeah. I know Brian Edward Hill's good. I mean, I've talked to him before.
It's giving Die Hard and like 80s and 90s action movies in all the best ways, and that's Blade is an action book. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
I've talked to him before. Would you be interested in talking to him about Blade?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Let's see if I can make that happen.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. If you like the Midnight Suns and stuff like that, you probably will like you'll like this.
Okay, yeah. We'll have to make a run to the comics shop. Gonna have to make another run to the comic shop.
Oh, so you didn't even pick up
Deadpool? No, I did. I
okay.
did. Yeah. What is that? Batter Blood? Yeah, no, I picked it up.
Yeah, Shatterstorm. I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing.
How can we revamp? How can we revamp 90s characters? I know, make them a woman with a busty woman.
I mean, if that's not well, that's more of a 2010 thing where they were doing that. But yeah,
that's some Liefeld right there.
Killville.
Yeah.
Oh, don't ever change. Like I don't care. It's Rob. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Rob was the artist too, so it's just like, oh, you didn't. Okay, you still got bad blood. That's fine.
Oh Lord.
Why don't they just kiss and make up? Cause you know, I don't really like Liefeld drawn Deadpool. If we're gonna be honest. Kiss and make up, bro. Just kiss and make up, please.
I know, but it's just like you know, he was the original sort of artist, so I think they like the nostalgia of it's the OG guy.
Just because he's the original doesn't.
Don't show his feet.
No, like it was so fun. Like I said, that's like at least he gets it. Like it doesn't need to be like all dark and grim. Like I hate when people take Deadpool dark and grim and like take him serious because that is the antithesis to Deadpool.
Mhm.
And at
Alright.
least Rob knows that, and you know I've missed that in a Deadpool book for quite some time. So
Mhm. Oh, hey, it was last week, but did you read Miles Morales #8?
I did.
So what
They're
you think?
trying.
I mean, at least he's back street level. It's there's no multiverse crap in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I like they're trying. They read us loud and clear.
Yeah, I thought
Oh, it only works for the Sony movies. Gotcha.
exactly. But no, I mean, it stirred up my theory again. I'm just like, how about the new Hobgoblin? How about it's like the original, the top mastermind? It's Betty, and it's Betty's the Hobgoblin. She's like, oh yeah, I I mind controlled everyone. Roderick, Kingsley, Ned, all of them.
I mean, when you start looking back at it and peeling the layers, it's very plausible.
Yeah.
It could work.
And she again, the whole Hobgoblin Lives miniseries after the Clone Saga, where it's revealed that it was Roderick. Who was the reporter that broke the story? Betty.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying the pieces do fit. If anybody wants to co-write this story with the
oh my Lord,
12-issue maxi series, taking it back to the beginning. It's like it will be like Wolverine. We're gonna get into in between every single panel what she was up to.
Marvel, we'll co-write that with Chichester.
Nice.
Chichester's like, I didn't agree with that.
Work with it.
I didn't agree with that. Sure, we'll just put your name on it. Shh. We'll send you a check.
Exactly. We'll give you some shekels.
Trying to remember if there's anything else. What else came out this? There wasn't a lot of Marvel this week.
I mean, it was, but again, nothing to talk about. Like, there was Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
Black Panther 2 came out.
Yes.
And Alien #4.
Yeah, Black Panther has been bad, but it's weird because he's been like dethroned and stuff, and he's basically like living he's living in Wakanda under assumed identity.
He's Batman living in Gotham. It's fine. It's okay to say it.
Yeah, kind of.
I get it now.
I told you that's the modern Black Panther, man. They're trying to spin him as like Batman.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the route that they should go. But
I know.
I always have to look this up, and I know she's not.
Who?
She's
what?
not the daughter of Adam. I don't know why I always get that in my head, but I know she's not. Eve, who's writing it right now.
Oh, Eve Ewing, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like every time in my brain, I know she's not, but it will make perfect sense, but it's not.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I don't really like the suit that much. I think is what is really like kind of.
Yeah. I'm not feeling that suit, that Black Panther suit either. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Cause they even tried to give him like a cape and stuff too. I mean, I know originally he had like a small little cape thing, but I never feel a cape on Black Panther.
No. But I mean, it's some interesting themes that they're gonna tackle. So, and it's I don't know. I think it's interesting to try to do street level. I think it's an interesting idea, and it's just I want to see a little bit more of the execution before I get a final judgment. I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a non-traditional week, let's say, for Marvel. It's like a lot of the side characters, like Moon Knight, City of the Dead #1 was out too.
Yes. Yeah. That
I
was
don't know what's
interesting.
going on with that, but I enjoyed it.
I liked it too. Yeah.
The Scarlet Scarab. I'm like, oh.
Oh my god! And then was it last week? Did you get Moon Knight 25? That was like an oversized.
Yeah, I was like 25 is oversized, qualifies for oversized stuff. What world are we living in?
I mean, I'm assuming that they based that off the show, but I'm just like, man, Moon Knight's getting some love all of a sudden. I'm like, I didn't think they would.
Probably are gonna. Well, I don't know. It's a pause and hold on all TV shows and stuff right now. Outside of Daredevil, I think said probably if it can even get off the ground now with all the strikes and stuff. But
well, I think Jed McKay's pushing some units too because Moon Knight's at 25 under someone else. I don't think they would have let that get that far.
Of course not.
So, Jed's selling some books. So.
Well, like you you remember when 25 was just a given? It wasn't something special, big or grand. Now it's like, oh, they made it into 25.
Well, so, in the 90s, every once in a while they might slap it like a hologram on 25 or something, but yeah.
But like just a singular 20, like not a 125, not a 225, just 25.
I know.
If it was like a crossover or it was like a cool story with a new villain, but like just a standard 25, like this is what we've come to.
Well, I mean, is it just like a celebration at this point where it's like, hey, look, kids, we got a book that's not we got a book that's not Spider-Man that made it to at least 25.
Yeah, that's eye-opening. But yeah, no, I really appreciate the resurgence of Moon Knight content. Good Moon Knight content. So
Moon Knight, a guy who runs around in a white outfit, relieving people.
Just gonna wait on that Alpha Flight book.
What?
Now we wait for the Alpha Flight book.
There is an Alpha Flight.
No,
I know, but it's not Jed McKay. I want Jed McKay on it, damn it.
That's what I mean. We're just gonna wait.
Although, I mean, they did give him Avengers, so.
Okay.
I know, but I wonder if he could have Alpha like guest star or something at some point.
Ooh. But yeah, like it's really weird. Like I've been buying so many more indie books. Like IDW, I cannot recommend enough. Star Trek Day of Blood, like it's a whole crossover event. Please go pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Oh, you know what? I've been picking up another indie book, Lilith. Void Rivals.
Oh, who's that by?
That's Kirkman. Because that's.
Oh yeah, over at Image. You're right.
That's
gonna going?
That's gonna be set in that Transformers universe. It's good. I mean, it's only on the second issue, but yeah, it's about these like two aliens from two warring societies have to like work together to like get home and stuff, and it seems like there's a big conspiracy where it's like, yeah, maybe we're not as so different as we think, and.
Oh, you know what we should do for a Salty and Petty episode, either before I leave or when I get back, is we should catch up with all the Spawn books. They're hitting 25 now. They're going to be hitting 25 pretty soon. So.
I thought I mentioned that. You were like, no. Yeah, no, that's fine.
I mean, I just realized like the numbers when I was at the store this week. I was like, no, it would be a good time once they all hit like 25. We can go, okay, here we are, 2 years, pretty much, and a little bit of change on. If you want. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was hoping we'd have more Spawn content by now, but I mean, with the strike, some of the stuff got pushed back, and I don't think it's ever going to happen now.
And I think did he announce a Comic-Con? I don't know if like some of the books like Gunslinger and stuff, is he gonna like reboot and renumber?
I heard that, but I don't think he's that dumb.
Oh,
Philip.
Whoa, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's the whole appeal of Image, is that they're not the big two, and if he starts doing big two stuff, I don't know that that's gonna work out for him the way he thinks it is.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, look, you're able to spin out, all these books from the main Spawn book, which is
hint. You're doing good. Don't F it up. Don't piss off the fans. We hate that shit.
Exactly. I mean, is the main Spawn book still selling? I mean, that's
oh no, it is.
So I mean, and that's at like 340 something. So it's like, why? That should tell you don't be renumbering. Yeah, I hope he doesn't renumber. Oh no. You know what? Well, you know what? He might be tempted to.
Because of the movie.
Well, no, I think the announcement is that Gunslinger is gonna get thrown back and go back in time.
Yeah, which
So,
makes sense.
yeah,
Okay,
so-
I can see, like, if it works, don't force it on everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, we should do that on Salty and Petty.
And it's tangentially related to Spider-Man because it's Todd. Just so you guys are clear.
True. I mean, it's not like we're gonna do it on the Spider-Man show, but yeah.
Yeah. No, we'll do it on Salty and Petty.
Exactly.
So
All
yeah,
right.
on that note, give the kids the homework, do some plugs because we got a whole nother show to do. And I actually got to go turn my camera on for that one. So it's gonna take a
Oh,
while.
all right, kids. That's right. So you want to watch Chichester chats just for Lilith Hellfire's face? All right. So, all right. Schedule's opening here. Come on. Again, yeah. Next episode we'll do more Black Cat. This time we're going to do Amazing Spider-Man 204 and 205. And then the week after we'll do Spectacular Spider-Man 87 and 88. You know, the whole don't keep your mask on. And then, of course, the Bad Babysitters Club will be back at the end of the month to do Scarlet Spider 3 and 4 with me. And then in September, kids, there will only be one episode of Ultimate Spider Cast, the Scarlet Spider episode, because Lilith will be away, and Justin and I are going to double up on the Marvel Tales. So I think we do have a Silver Sable week in there. So
Okay, I'll allow it.
all right, I think that's the month we're doing it. All right, kids. So yeah, so
If
send
you're
all
not doing Silver Sable September, what are you even doing, Phil?
at least a week of it. I thought you were gonna say if you're not doing Silver Sable, what do you do?
I mean, Peter, honestly, what are
Hey-o.
you thinking, bro? You let that one slip right through your fingers.
Sugar mama.
Exactly.
All right, kids. So yeah, send us all the thoughts on all that upcoming stuff. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Please subscribe. Lots of good stuff going on there.
Mostly torture of Lilith Hellfire. It's fine.
Like I said, good stuff. So yes, find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All you young men should be subscribing to that. They'd be like, now revenge. All right, Internet Granny, where can people find you and get off your lawn?
Yeah, if you want to come be an old soul and a curmudgeon on the internet with me, you can find me at Internet Granny. That's GRANNIE on Threads, Twitter, and Instagram.
Either do the 6 or do the 9. Let me get a ride on your alligator back, bro.
I wonder if my wrist is
There's
ready
no
for that.
alligators here.
I know. Armadillos.
Somebody's muffins
Scorpions.
getting buttered. That ain't my business. Somebody's muffins getting buttered. That ain't my business.
It's what you always want to hear your granny saying.
We were busy boning.
Well, your parents got here somehow, so I mean,
Yeah.
some people's grandparents had like 20 kids, so I'm just saying.
How hard is it?
Don't answer that.
Some people's parents and grandparents weren't like vertical for the first like 10 years of marriage or something.
Exactly.
Don't get fingered.
All right, thank you for joining us, kids. Come back next week for more Black Cat, Amazing Spider-Man 204 and 205.
You know, you should have said this for May, so we could have had Meow May.
Oh, maybe next year.
Maybe.
All right. Because I think we do have someone to schedule. All right, kids. Until next time, swing on back.
Flip it good.
That's what she said.